Yes, greetings. My name is Noel Wana, commonly known here in TZ and even over in the western shores as Baba Naya. Um, Originally from the island of Bermuda and born in 53, so that puts me to be 63 this year. And lived and raised there on the island and spent some time in the US and currently I'm here. Been here for now 6 years and working with organization the UAACC and all. And um, I'm volunteering. I'm teaching engineering, foundations, architectural home designs, and drawing blueprints, and even some farming skills. Yeah. And what kind of brought me here to Tanzania was coming up in as a teenager in the early 70s and things, and the Forward to Africa movement and the reggae music and things that was so inspirational to us in the early 70s, in late 60s music. So right from the start, for me, it was that mindset, singing about home and knowing and identifying Africa as my home and not the slave shores of any island or continent other than here. So that instilled in me from a very early age to be here. I felt somewhat of a misfit in Bermuda. Um, I felt someone as a misfit in Bermuda, and for that, type of guest and hotel type island. Yes, beautiful and quiet and all of that, but I'm a farmer and worked as a builder, building houses and all that to obtain dollars. But my first love and in the heart is farming. And so after I got grown as a man, I moved to the U.S. in Georgia, and there I purchased some property, big acreage, and created my farming, building as the main source of money, designing, building homes, tile business, plumbing, things like that. But my life, the liberty, was the farm. So, and it was, in a sense, was good for me to raise my children, but in another sense, it was good preparation for settling here. So there was goats, cows, chickens, horses, rabbits, pigeons, ducks, the whole farm thing. So I first visited Tanzania in 1999. My first visit. Yeah, I met there Mama Charlotte O'Neill, which many of you may know of Mama Charlotte. Been here for many, many years, and MJ Peter O'Neill, the UACC. I visited them in 1999 and immediately fell in love with the place. The terrain, the foliage, it was really my kind of life. I'm more into the ruins. So for Tanzania, so for me, I fell right in love with it and visited yearly, every year coming to this place and bringing family and creating family and creating family ties here, which is so much important. And it took me until 2010 to break away from the West. It wasn't easy to get out of the grind and the way the system is set to keep us there to patronize that economy and it took me many years. I thought maybe for 5 years or 4 years I could be here, but MZ Pete used to say to me, he says, Baba Naya, you have to let go. if you keep waiting for the right time, sister.
It's okay.
Yeah, MZP said to me, and he say to me all the time, MZP told me, he said, Baba Naya, if you're waiting for the right time, you'll never make it. If you continue to wait and wait until everything is just right, you're not going to make it to Tanzania. And it like was that come to pass, you know, it was like a divorce for me from the West. I had to take some losses and give up some things to make it, but it's well worth it, you know. So it was always my intent to be here, and my purpose here is to take part in this rehabilitation and this reconstruction of Africa as we see it now through this time of science and technology, or take away knowledge, or whichever, and higher education. So as much change is going on in the continent of Africa. So me personally, I found a need for me to be here, that the skills that was taken away when we were taken to those western shores, you know, it's like the continent of Africa was raped, demoralized, and made dependent, and took us there to build their shores over there, to build the shores of there. And somehow they had to educate us in a certain way after disassembling our education. And we're the first archaeologists, we're the first doctors and scientists and mathematicians. We are the first, but it was beaten away from us, you see. So with attaining what I did from my living in the West, and I see a need to bring it forward home to assist in this reconstruction and rehabilitation of the continent of Africa. And also, I see as well, very well needed, you know, here as Africans of the diaspora, were very much needed here. And all. And for those who are looking and thinking about it, contemplating about this, making the step, we are needed. We're very much needed, you know. And sometimes people look at, how am I going to make it here? What am I going to do? How am I going to survive, you know? And for me, I just took a choice to say, well, you know, I'm struggling there. And, you know, it's not like I'm making no head ground, no headway. It's just from month to month, from week to week with the dollars, chasing dollars. And so I take my chances to be here and deal with that same thing as how I'm going to survive, how to make it here. So it's different ways for us coming, you know, people may be somewhat timid, but is like myself, I'm a volunteer. So it's organizations where ones can come and share knowledge for community development and obtain volunteer visa, which I'm here on. And then there's NGOs here that are very open to take on folks that, you know, have skills that they're looking for. And then it's entrepreneurship skills. It's a growing economy. It's a growing country, and through globalization, you know, the good and the bad with globalization. There's some good in it, but it brings much negative same way. And but there's lots of needs now, you know, through globalization. People they can look at now and have more needs. So entrepreneurship skills are a good asset to a place like this, and all, and creating businesses and all, you know. So it's ways to make yourself to be legal in this country and to be able to make a positive difference and be able to assist. And there's so much needed here, you know. We're talking about healthcare, education, farming, development, construction, in every walk of life. It's a great need for assistance, and from us being residing there in the West, we've been exposed to lots of things here that people are very much not exposed to. Much people are just not exposed to some things that we have been. So as far as for us as Africans, you know, me being here in Tanzania, I love the place much. I plan to be here the rest of my life. You see, I plan to never live in the West again. And but what I see is lots of more European, Caucasian descent, more activity of them, and even sometimes me personally have looked at as a stranger because it's not too many of us coming around. It's not too many of us coming around. And the white faces, the Caucasian faces, and no disrespect because we're all human beings, but we have an obligation, I think, as Africans to assist in this, you know, and we know what took place and what is taking place to us with this disorganization and in this loss of family structure in the Western way of life. So it's good for us to come, you know, with good minds and to educate and be educated because there's a lot to learn here, you know. It's much to learn here for us also, not as just teachers, but to be taught also. And so it would be good to see more black skin around here. Really will be, you know. And again, it's much European businesses here. Many. You see. So all I can say to us Westerners, man, just come check it out. Come check it out. You know, the money we spend over there in trinkets and this and that, for a couple months or 3 or 4 months, you can save up a ticket. It's places you can go online and look at places to reside and cottages and this and that. It's a life where you come here. People say Africa sometimes people get a little skittish and paranoid. You know, what about this and what about that? You know, but it's the drive-bys and the gunfire and the police brutality that we're confronted with over there. And the black-on-black crime is like worse than black-on-white crime. So odds are stacked the same way. But here, you can create your own type of lifestyle. If you want to live in a mud house, a stick house, you can do. If you want to live in a mansion, you can do. It's a simpler way in many aspects. You don't have to go through all of the red tape, white tape, whatever, to settle yourself. It's you have an idea. It's not of lots of stages and stages you must go through. You can just go with your idea. So it makes it, you know, in the West you can't build a house without a bathroom and a kitchen. Here you build a one room with no power. You're free. So it caters to, and all the conveniences as far as people coming from the West, and we are so been with our conveniences and there's no Walmart here, there's no Home Depot, blah blah blah, you know. So many things is not totally readily available that quick. But all the necessities of life is here. You could get washer and dry, all them things if you want. There's all of that. So you have that ability to live simple as you want, or as bling bling as you want, you know. So it's good food, good people, good weather, and Tanzanians are welcoming us to come and assist in this rehabilitation of Tanzania and Africa at large. Respect.